एक ही बार बोलता हूँ, या स्काईवे।
I don't know if you've ever had to like train people in your work environment or anything, but like that's I'm sure that's probably what they think. Like, oh yeah, hurricane will be like, you probably could train people, and people will trust you to like let them know how it's done, which is
yeah. That's every job. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
If you overspend like a month, it'd be over.
Yeah, that's super cool. You do have like that's what I like. You're the clusters. So like that's another thing that I noticed is right next to your fifth house and your fourth house, you have Mars, Saturn, and Uranus in Sagittarius, which is a fire sign.
Shit, Mars is the god of war.
yeah. And well, Capricorn is also ruled by Saturn, and Saturn is sitting right next to your fifth house. So they're getting pretty comfy together. So Saturn, the overlord, he's pretty sitting cozy in your chart, and I think he's pretty comfortable there. There's a lot of like definitely energy and non-conformity, and like fourth house kind of has to do with like family, and there may be some kind of just kind of aspects to like familial relationships or close relationships that kind of like have, like you were saying that you have like these conflicts with your brother and shit, and that kind of makes a lot of sense too with your Mars there and everything. And you said your what sign is your brother?
My brother is Aquarius. He's January 30th.
Okay, like so because you have your let's see, your Venus, your Mercury is in Aquarius in the sixth house. So that has to like do with like sixth house has to do with like your health and everything like that and communication. So I'll just go down and like so Sun, Moon, Neptune, Capricorn, fifth house. So you've got a cluster there. That's a lot of energy in your self-expression and creativity. And then Mars, Saturn, and Uranus in your fourth house. Mercury is in the sixth house, Aquarius. Pluto's in your third house of Scorpio, which is a generational planet. That's what I have. My Pluto's in the seventh house. So for me, it's like comes out in like transformational relationships and like infighting and power dynamics. So I'm very much aware of that for sure. For you, like that's why probably the big thing with your Pluto in your third house is like the whole like F the government podcast. Like you're not about the monetary system, and like you have your Chiron is also in your 10th house, which is also your career, and it's in Gemini. And there might have been like some wounding around your intelligence when you were younger with your family. Like maybe you were belittled by family members or people around you for not being like intelligent or not being able to communicate or convey your own creativity to others in a way that they understood. And that has to do, that's in your 10th house.
It was that one. It was the last one because I sound smarter than them.
Okay, yeah. Like
they common sense and they belittle the nigga.
Yeah.
They belittle the nigga all because my mother was on that shit, if you know what I mean.
Okay,
Reaganomics. So it was like, since she like that, the kids would automatically be fucked up,
Oh, right. And that kind of goes into, like, some of those rap songs where they say, like, oh, you with dork. And, like, the dorky kids, because, like, they had, like, door keys actually hanging around their necks and everything. And, like, a lot of them would be, like, seen as, less fortunate or, all these other things when they just had to wear door keys around their necks because their parents weren't home because they were at work, unlike their parents, right? So it's kind of just, like, there's certain aspects where, like, they could have called you stupid, but that doesn't mean you're stupid or anything like that. It's definitely, like, there's definitely aspects of jealousy and animosity, especially with having, like, Venus in the 7th house. There's jealousy and power dynamics definitely comes into that for sure. And your North Node is also in your 7th house as well. So, like, part of your purpose in this life is to get involved in relationships and social dynamics and to have, like, some kind of form of transformation, but also to get deep into, like, kind of your emotional body and being more empathetic towards others. So, yeah, it's definitely cool. And then your Jupiter is in your 8th house of Aries, which is, like, resurrection and, like, death and all these other things, which the 8th house, I think, is pretty misunderstood, but that's also another Aries, and we can look at your infographic here. Let's see. So, like, you got the triple Earth going on with your main Sun, Capricorn, Moon in Cap, and Virgo ascending. And then, like, we can look at your elements here. So, Yeah, 29.4 in water, 23 in fire, 35 in earth. So you have more of a earth polarity pole, but like you still have all elements in your chart. Unlike me, like I have like no fire in my chart whatsoever. So it's really interesting. And then like same with like you're mostly mutable, which also aids your talent and ability to overcome adversity in any situation that you're going through.
Damn right, we'll make it through. Come in,
Yeah. No, and like my Chiron, so like that's what I like really love and appreciate about you too, Hurricane, is because I have my Chiron in the 5th house. So one of my deep woundings has to do with my self-expression and creating just for the sake of creating and for the fun of it. And sometimes I can just be a stick in the fucking mud, right? And like I can be, and I can really just judge myself very harshly and be very, very self-conscious. So like seeing you just do what you do and putting out content regardless of, because you've been doing this for so long, and like sometimes some of your videos, like whether you're shadow banned or not, like some of your videos just don't get the attention that I feel like they deserve, and you still do it anyways because you have fun doing what you do. It's what you love. So that really inspires me to continue doing that as well, even though it makes me super uncomfortable. But that's like where my wounding is, and like that's what I have to overcome and get through. So I definitely appreciate that about our friendship for sure.